Ever stopped to think what happens after an AI gets built?
Yeah.
We hear so much about the creation, the innovation, but what about actually managing these things, keeping an eye on them?
Wow.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. It's the global AI monitoring market, and believe me, it's experiencing explosive growth. Our mission here is simple. Unpack a really fascinating report from Cognitive Market Research. It maps out where this market is now and where it's headed. We want to help you quickly get your head around the sheer scale of this. It's pretty significant.
It really is. And what's fascinating, I think, is how the huge scale of AI adoption itself, it's not just about the AI, it's actually creating this massive, entirely new industry.
Hmm.
An industry focused purely on making sure these, really complex systems operate the way they should. Effectively,
Quantitative.
responsibly. Yeah.
That's
It signals a real maturing, in the whole AI landscape. People are realizing that looking after the AI after it's deployed is just as critical as building it in the first place.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's unpack the big picture then. The global numbers for this AI monitoring market are just, well, they're huge. Get this. It was valued at roughly, $669 million back in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
projected to more than double, hitting $1.8 billion by 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if you look further out, the forecast suggests it'll surge to an incredible $13.7 billion by 2033.
13.7 billion. Right?
Yeah. We're talking a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR, of nearly 29%.
That's just staggering growth. Almost 30% year on year.
It really is. It's not just growth. It feels more like an explosion.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, growth like that, it's not just about the money, the revenue figures, right? It really shows a fundamental shift in how companies, how organizations are thinking about their AI investments.
Shift how?
Well, they're realizing that proper AI monitoring isn't, a nice to have anymore. It's not an afterthought. It's absolutely essential if you want to safeguard your AI system.
Safeguard them from what?
Right.
Exactly.
Well, think about it. How do you know if your AI model starts to drift? If its accuracy drops over time? Or, crucially, if biases start creeping in? Or if it suddenly stops complying with regulations? Without constantly watching it, monitoring it, you just wouldn't know until maybe it's too late.
Right. So the monitoring ensures it keeps delivering value
Yeah.
and doesn't become a problem, liability.
Exactly. It ensures AI delivers on its promise rather than becoming a risk.
That's a really critical point. So, okay, we've got this massive global surge. Where is it actually happening? Where's the growth concentrated? Let's look at the regions, the hotspots.
Okay.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting, especially if you're tracking global tech. Asia Pacific. That region is set to be the largest market for AI monitoring.
The largest. Wow.
Yeah. It's growing from just over $200 million in 2021 to an anticipated $4.6 billion. That's a billion with a B by 2033.
4.6 billion, that's enormous.
It is. And within APAC, China's really leading the way, projected to hit over $1.2 billion in AI monitoring revenue by 2033.
Okay, so China's a huge driver there.
Definitely underscores its role.
Yeah.
But Japan and India are also seeing incredibly fast expansion. Japan's market expected over $760 million. India, close to $700 million. Same year, 2033.
So what's behind that? What's driving such explosive growth across APAC? Because it's a really diverse set of markets, isn't it?
It is.
You see these big contributions not just from China, Japan, India, but also South Korea. What's that, $19 million up to over $400 million? Australia, Singapore, Southeast Asia, Taiwan, even the rest of APAC combined shows massive growth.
Right, from like $19.8 million to $442 million.
Yeah. It just speaks to this really rapid, really widespread adoption of AI across totally different economic landscapes. You've got established tech giants, you've got rapidly developing nations, and they all see the need for AI oversight.
Okay, fascinating. Let's pivot then. Another major player, North America. Also a core market for AI monitoring, as you'd probably expect.
Makes sense.
It's projected to grow from about $211 million in 2021 to over $4 billion by 2033.
$4 billion. Still huge. Still huge, yeah. And the U.S. absolutely dominates here. Expected to reach well over $3 billion in revenue by 2033. Canada and Mexico are showing really robust growth, too. Canada going from $28 million to over $585 million. Mexico from nearly $16 million to over $313 million.
And what's interesting there, I think, is how the established tech ecosystems in North America, they're really weaving AI monitoring into their sort of mature digital transformation strategies.
So it's seen as a standard part of the process now.
Exactly. These are markets that jumped on AI early, right? Finance, healthcare, retail. And now they're prioritizing the governance side, the explainability, the reliability of those systems. They know it's key for keeping public trust and just making sure things work properly, operational integrity.
Right, reliability and trust. Okay, let's cross the Atlantic. Europe, also seeing really robust expansion. Market revenue there forecasted to climb from around $148 million in 21
Yeah.
up to nearly $2.9 billion by 2033.
Almost 3 billion, so significant growth there too. Definitely. Germany really stands out, expected to surpass $650 million by 2033. The UK is close behind, projected around $380 million. Then you've got France, Italy, Spain, all showing significant steady growth. And lots of others too, like Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland. Even smaller places like Luxembourg are growing, from about a million to over $19 million.
And that diversity is telling, isn't it? Seeing that growth right across Europe, from the big economies down to, like you say, Luxembourg, it just underscores how universal this need for AI monitoring is becoming. It's not just for the tech superpowers.
Yeah, good point. It's becoming fundamental everywhere AI is being adopted.
Exactly, regardless of the market size or how quickly they usually adopt tech.
Okay. And then quickly touching on the other regions, South America, the Middle East, Africa. Now, their total market values are smaller compared to, APAC or North America, but they're also showing really significant rapid upward trends. It truly is a global market.
Absolutely.
So South America, expected to jump from around $45 million in 2021 to nearly $950 million by 2033.
Almost $1 billion there.
Yeah. Brazil's a key driver, projected over $330 million. Argentina, Colombia, Chile, also expanding notably.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Middle East, similar story. Strong growth projected, expanding from about $33 million in 21 to over $700 million by 2033. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the UAE are leading the way there. Reflects big investments in AI across the region.
Right, lots of national AI strategies driving that.
Exactly. And finally, Africa. The market there is set to increase from around $25 million in 2021. Porto, over $517 million by 2033. South Africa and Nigeria are the big contributors here, showing that, yeah, even where digital infrastructure is still developing, the need for AI oversight is already there.
And that really highlights a crucial point, I think. These emerging regions. They show that as AI spreads everywhere, literally everywhere, the need for monitoring follows right alongside it.
It has to, right?
It has to. It signals this global understanding that if you want to deploy AI successfully, it's not just about building powerful models. It's about ensuring they stay reliable, secure, and fair over time in all sorts of different environments.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, a lot of numbers. Let's bring it back. What does this all mean for you listening in?
Well, we've seen this really clear, undeniable trend, haven't we? AI isn't just about the shiny innovation anymore. It's equally about robust oversight, continuous management.
Yeah.
And that's a critical piece of the puzzle, one that maybe gets overlooked sometimes in the hype about AI's capabilities.
I think it does. And if we think about the implications for businesses, for organizations, this massive projected growth we talked about, under a billion globally in 21 to almost 14 billion by 2033. That tells us AI monitoring is becoming absolutely indispensable, a foundational layer in the tech ecosystem.
Foundational, not just an add-on.
Not just an add-on, no. It's a strategic necessity now. This level of investment shows a real maturity. And understanding that, to really trust AI, to get the real ROI from it, and importantly, to avoid potentially disastrous mistakes, you have to have the tools. You need to monitor performance, catch problems early, make sure it stays aligned with your goals, with regulations. It's like the silent guardian, making AI dependable. The silent guardian. I like that. Yeah, this deep dive has really hammered home how essential AI monitoring is becoming. It underpins all that innovation we hear about.
Yeah.
It's what makes AI actually work reliably, makes it trustworthy, makes it useful in the real world.
Precisely.
So hopefully you've now got a bit of a shortcut to understanding this booming global AI monitoring market. You see the massive growth path. You know the key regions driving it. It's honestly fascinating to see how managing AI's own complexity is creating such a huge, vital industry in its own right.
It really is. And maybe that leaves us with the final question for you to think about. If the market for watching over AI, for monitoring it, is set to grow this much, this exponentially, what does that tell us about the inherent challenges, the complexities built into AI systems themselves? And maybe more importantly, what new opportunities might pop up from this increasing focus on transparency, on reliability, on making AI truly trustworthy?
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut for getting up to speed on the big, fast-moving topics shaping our world.
Uh-huh.
Today, we are diving into something that's, well, it's becoming absolutely critical. The AI monitoring market.
Yeah, it's really taking off.
It feels like it's everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's moving beyond just a buzzword into, like, the essential plumbing for AI in almost every industry.
Exactly.
So our mission today, same as always, is to really pull out the key insights, the stuff you need to know about this market without getting bogged down.
And this deep dive is definitely for you, our listener. Whether you're, say, a tech strategist thinking about the future,
Right.
or maybe a data scientist who's actually working with these models day to day.
Or an investor looking for the next big thing.
Or even if you're just really curious about where AI is actually going beyond the hype.
Good point.
And just so you know, all the insights we're digging into today, they come straight from cognitive market research.
Okay, a solid source.
Yeah, they're a well-respected authority on this stuff, market intelligence, trends.
Yeah.
So you know you're getting a clear picture.
Great. So let's get into it. AI adoption is exploding, we know that. But what's really making companies invest specifically in monitoring it?
Right.
It's not just about building cool AI anymore, is it? What's the urgency?
That's the core question, really. The first big driver, and it's fundamental, is just that massive wave of AI adoption you mentioned.
Across the board.
Across all industries. Healthcare, finance, manufacturing, retail, it's everywhere.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing. As AI stops being just experimental code and becomes, critical infrastructure.
Right, like running key parts of the business.
Exactly. Then monitoring isn't just about watching it, it's about governing it, ensuring it's reliable, performing correctly, staying compliant.
So it moves from nice to have
to an absolute must-have. It's the only way to make sure these systems don't silently degrade. There's this concept called model drift.
Model drift. Okay, that sounds important. What exactly does that mean for, the listener trying to grasp this?
Yeah, it's crucial. Model drift is basically when the AI's performance slowly gets worse over time.
Why?
Because the real-world data it starts seeing, it begins to look different from the data it was trained on originally.
Ah, okay. So the world changes, but the AI doesn't automatically keep up.
Precisely. Think of like a fraud detection system. New scam tactics appear all the time, right?
Sure.
If the system wasn't trained on those, it might start missing them. Its accuracy degrades.
Or like a recommendation engine suggesting stuff no one wants anymore.
Exactly. Consumer tastes shift. Monitoring catches this drift before it causes real problems. It ensures the models stay accurate, spot anomalies, and adapt.
That makes sense. A vital safety net, really.
Yeah.
So beyond just the scale of AI and catching these silent failures, what's next? What else is pushing companies?
Well, the second major force is this growing need for explainability and compliance.
Ah, the regulatory side. I was wondering about that. Things like the EU AI Act must be a big factor.
A huge factor. You've hit it right on the head. Regulatory pressure is mounting everywhere. The EU AI Act is just one very significant example.
So companies can't just deploy AI and hope for the best anymore.
Not at all. They're under immense pressure to make their AI systems transparent, auditable, fair.
And monitoring tools help with that. How?
They provide that real-time visibility. You can see how the algorithm is working, understand why it made a certain decision, track performance over time.
This reads an audit trail.
Exactly. It allows for comprehensive audit trails. And look, this isn't just a best practice anymore. It's becoming a regulatory necessity.
Got it. So that's driving demand globally. Okay, so we have scale, we have compliance. What's the third key driver?
The third one is the rise in real-time monitoring, especially for edge AI deployments.
Edge AI. So AI running locally on devices, not just in the cloud.
That's right. Think about autonomous vehicles navigating streets.
High stakes there.
Extremely high stakes. Or sophisticated smart surveillance systems, or complex industrial robots running on IoT data.
Right, things that need instant responses.
Exactly. Lightning-fast AI responses are critical. And monitoring these systems in real time is non-negotiable.
Because any glitch could be disastrous.
Potentially, yes. Edge-focused monitoring is designed specifically to prevent those unexpected failures or, erratic behaviors in these really high-stakes situations.
So it's enabling those more advanced mission-critical uses.
It absolutely is. It fuels innovation where that immediate continuous performance is key.
Okay, it's really clear why this market is growing. The need is definitely there. But like you said, it's an emerging industry. What are the roadblocks, the hurdles?
Yeah, every growing market has them. The first major restraint is, frankly, the cost and complexity.
The implementation challenge.
Exactly. Rolling out a proper AI monitoring system, it's not trivial. It takes significant investment.
In what? Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Both. Advanced infrastructure, yes, but
Mhm.
also highly skilled people who know how to set it up, run it, and integrate it deeply with existing AI and IT systems.
And that's tough for smaller companies.
It can be, yeah. For many small and medium-sized businesses, those upfront costs and the need for specialized talent, it can be a real
It
barrier.
creates a gap.
It does create a gap in market penetration, even though they might see the benefits.
Makes sense. Are there like simpler solutions emerging? Maybe open source options?
There are, definitely. Things are evolving, but that actually leads into the second big hurdle,
Which is,
the lack of standardization. And alongside that, ongoing regulatory uncertainty in some areas.
how does that slow things down?
Well, think about it. If there aren't universally agreed upon metrics for things like bias or transparency, or even just performance benchmarks that work across different AI
Well,
models.
but you don't know exactly what to measure or how.
Precisely. It makes it difficult for businesses. They're navigating this kind of ambiguous landscape.
So they hesitate to invest.
It can definitely slow down adoption. They're unsure how to align their monitoring efforts with compliance goals that might still be shifting. Makes the investment feel riskier.
Okay, lack of standards.
Yeah.
What else? You mentioned monitoring often deals with sensitive data,
Absolutely. That's the third major restraint, data privacy and security concerns.
especially in areas like finance or healthcare, I imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
AI monitoring often has to process really sensitive stuff, financial transactions, personal health records, you name it.
So you have GDPR, CCPA, all those regulations to worry about on top of everything else.
Yes. Ensuring strict compliance with those data protection laws adds huge layers of complexity.
And the consequences of getting it wrong are severe.
Extremely severe.
Yeah.
We're talking big legal penalties, yes,
Yeah.
but also massive reputational damage. So organizations are understandably cautious, which can slow down how quickly they implement these monitoring systems.
Okay, so challenges around cost, standards, and privacy. Got it. Now let's flip this around. Let's look ahead. Where is AI monitoring going? What are the big trends shaping its future?
Right, looking forward. One of the most exciting trends, I think, is the integration of AI ops.
AI ops, artificial intelligence for IT operations.
That's the one. It's combining AI monitoring insights with the power of AI itself
To do what?
to predict, detect, and then automatically resolve issues in IT and AI systems.
So automatically, without humans intervening.
Often, yes, or at least significantly reducing the need for manual intervention. These platforms use machine learning to spot really subtle changes.
Like performance dips or weird behavior.
Exactly, things humans might miss, and then they can trigger automatic fixes. It leads to much faster, smarter, more reliable operations overall.
Wow, that sounds like a big leap in automation.
Uh.
Okay, so that's one trend. What else? You mentioned explainability earlier. How does that play into the future?
It's central. The second big trend is definitely the continued rise of explainable AI, XAI, and broader responsible AI frameworks.
Because people are worried about AI being a black box.
Precisely. There's growing societal concern and regulatory pressure around fairness, transparency, bias, all of it.
So monitoring tools are evolving beyond just technical stats.
Absolutely. Modern platforms are starting to offer much deeper insights, not just performance metrics, but dashboards that can actually highlight potential bias.
Really, like showing fairness scores.
Yeah, things like fairness scores or visualizations that help explain why an AI made a particular decision. It's all about building trust.
Making the black box a bit more gray.
Uh-huh, yeah. Or at least giving you windows into it. It helps businesses understand, debug, and ultimately trust their AI systems more.
That seems incredibly important. Okay, trend 3. What's the final big shift you see happening?
The third one is really about flexibility and meeting businesses where they are. It's the strong move towards cloud-native and hybrid monitoring platforms.
Because companies aren't all just running AI in one place anymore.
Exactly. Businesses are migrating to the cloud. They're using multiple clouds. They have systems on premises. It's complex.
So the monitoring tools need to keep up.
They have to. Today's leading platforms are built specifically for that. They work seamlessly across different cloud environments.
Integrate easily.
Yeah, through APIs. They provide real-time insights no matter where the AI system is actually deployed.
So location doesn't matter as much.
Right. And that flexibility is absolutely crucial, especially for larger global companies with diverse infrastructures. Consistent oversight everywhere.
Okay, that covers a lot of ground. So just to recap this deep dive, we've looked at the key forces driving the AI monitoring market.
Yeah, the sheer scale of adoption, the push for compliance and explainability, and the rise of real-time edge AI.
Right. Then we explored the hurdles, the restraints,
The high costs, the lack of standards, and those critical data privacy concerns.
and finally we looked at the future trends shaping the space.
AI ops automation, the focus on explainable and responsible AI, and the shift to flexible cloud and hybrid platforms.
And all these insights, drawn from the research by Cognitive Market Research.
That's right.
It's been a fascinating look at a really crucial area.
It really has. And maybe just a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
Please.
How do you see this balance playing out? You know, the tension between pushing AI innovation forward at lightning speed and the absolutely essential need for careful, comprehensive monitoring and control. What new responsibilities does that create for everyone deploying these incredibly powerful systems in the years ahead?
That's a great question to ponder. How do we innovate responsibly?
Exactly.
Definitely something to reflect on. We really encourage you to think about how these insights connect with your own work, your own interests. It's such a fast-moving field.
Constant learning is key.
Absolutely. Continuous learning, critical thinking. They're your best assets here. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep digging deeper.